Hey guys, this is Matt Bruns, broker with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Select Properties. I'm here again to do another little training. I'm not doing this one live. This one is a recorded training. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the ultimate open house kit. So you're thinking about preparing for all the open houses you want to do later this year. It's early on in the year. You're thinking, okay, when it comes springtime, summertime, when people really want to get out there and start visiting those weekend open houses as they start their home buying search, I want to make sure that when I'm doing those open houses that I've got everything I need to put on the best open house possible. So what is what are the things that you need in that ultimate open house kit in order to make it the best open house possible, not just for you and your experiences as an agent, but also for your sellers, for your colleagues. Maybe it's the listing agent that you're volunteering for, or it's the guests, the visitors that come through the open houses that you're looking to either work with to purchase that home, or work with on helping them find another home, potentially helping them sell their home, or both. So let's quickly go through what all it is that you should have in this open house kit. Now, just as a little upfront, just upfront message, I'm not going to go through like what types of brochures you should have. I'm not going to go through which comps you should have there, your own marketing material, should you have cookies or water, or any of that stuff. That's stuff that you can decide on based upon your own business, your referral partners, affiliates, lenders, building inspectors you work with, home warranty, all that stuff. I'll probably do just a different video for that. And if I do a video for that, at some point, I will put like a place card at the end of this video for you to find that other open house brochures, open house literature, home buying guides, things like that. So I'll make a video about that. This is just all about, okay, if you were going to build a kit of all the stuff that you would need for every open house, what should be in that kit? All right, let's get into it. Let me work on sharing my screen. We are going to share that screen, and boom. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to use Amazon as my little screen guide here for showing you an example of what to put in that open house kit. First things first, if you're going to build an open house kit that you are going to have handy for every open house you do, it's probably going to be just something that you can simply store in your garage, in your basement, in your office, in the trunk of your car. So you're going to need something to put all this stuff in. So start with something like this. So this is just something I found on Amazon. It's real cheap. It's 25 bucks. It's got multiple pockets, multiple compartments. Looks like it can fold up. It's got latches, buckles, all the fancy hardware on this. So this is something you could use. You could also just use like a Rubbermaid storage tub, something you find on Amazon, or just Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco, something like that. So you need to first start with something that's going to hold all this stuff and something that you can easily pick up, carry when you need it. All right, next thing. I think these flyer holders, these display plastic plexiglass sign holders, I think those are great for open houses. You can put them out on the counter or the coffee table or the side table, whatever it is that you have either in the kitchen or near the front of the home when open house guests come in. Maybe this is something that you want to display your QR code, like this thing for, oh, it's not showing up on my green screen, my bad. Your open house sign-in, maybe you want the listing photography, special feature placards, stuff like that. I think that these plexiglass sign holders, I think these are a great thing to invest in. As you can see, you can get a 6 or a 12-pack. A 6-pack for just this particular brand on Amazon is only 26 bucks. So I think that's a good investment for your business for something that you can use a lot. They make them that slant like this. They kind of got a little bit of a slant, but then they also make some straight up and down ones. So the straight up and down ones, this is just another sample. It's a 3-pack for 20 bucks. So one of the two or both. I think these are great to include for all of your flyers. And now that we're in this kind of like COVID caution era, if there's things that you only need one copy of, having these acrylic sign holders makes it easier to clean and disinfect if people are touching it. Also, it displays it upright so people don't have to actually touch it in order to look at it and read it. So if you only have one copy of something, using these display holders will help you avoid everyone touching the same piece of paper, that piece of paper getting all crinkled up, or someone accidentally taking it. So I think these are good investment. Aside from the display signs, you may also want some sort of countertop or tabletop brochure or flyer holder. So this one is a trifold brochure holder, but they also make these just for actual like letter size paper, like 8.5 by 11 letter size paper. They make them for legal size paper too. So I think these are great for like your title or utility setup brochures, or maybe it's brochures about loan programs, stuff like that. So this one pretty cheap, 28 bucks for that. All right, shoe covers. These are very popular if you've got an open house that has freshly cleaned floors, whether they're freshly refinished or freshly cleaned carpets. These shoe covers are very popular. A lot of sellers want the open house agents to ask everyone to put these on. They want buyers that are going through on showings to put these on. So I would invest in a packet of these. They come in very large packs. So this is a 100 pack. So I would say a 100 pack of these disposable shoe covers should last you a long time, especially since most people, they basically just take them off, toss them aside before they step out the door. So you're going to have a lot that, it's up to you whether or not you want to even dispose of them. But they are disposable and they're not that expensive. If you don't like the shoe covers, if you don't like the little booties, you don't like bending over, you don't like having to, mess with the elastic band, trying to get them over your feet, maybe you want to invest in a shoe cover machine. So these things, basically, they just have rolls of plastic in them and you just step in them. This one has a plastic that basically binds around your feet. They also have some that are like a sheet that you basically step on. I'm trying to find a sample of it somewhere in here, where it's just like a piece of plastic that is stuck on the bottom of your shoe. Okay, I'm doing a terrible job. I should have had that example pulled up already, but I don't. Anyways, they make multiple different types of these. So if you want to do that, if you don't like the actual booty covers that you have to bend over and put on, this is another great alternative. Okay, aside from that, like I said before, we are in the era of COVID precautions, social distancing. So you probably want to have some hand sanitizer available for people to take a little squirt of as they come in and as they leave the house. So make sure you got a nice big jug of hand sanitizer. Next to the hand sanitizer, you probably also want to have some disposable face masks. You would think that everyone would have face masks, and at this point, it is February 2021. Everyone should have probably started like having a mask and just having one handy like last March, like 11 months ago. But for some reason, there's still people out there driving around, operating day-to-day life, visiting other places that don't have masks handy, or maybe they forgot one. You always want to make sure that you have a mask, especially if you are in a municipality or a county that requires you to, if you're going to conduct business and have people coming inside private property, you need to make sure that you've got face masks available for your visitors. So get yourself some disposable face masks. They're not that expensive. This is just a sample of what you can find on Amazon, but you can go to Sam's, Costco, your grocery store, Walgreens, even the gas stations have them these days. So just get some disposable ones. All right, next thing, regardless of COVID or not, you're gonna wanna have some paper towels on hand, especially if you have a vacant, empty open house. You never know what you'll need the paper towels for. Maybe somebody spills something, maybe someone tracks some dirt into the house and you need to clean it up. Maybe when you get to the house, you find that there's like a little bit of water on the basement floor, or a sink or a toilet has been leaking, or maybe the next thing that you may want to bring with you. Toilet paper. So aside from paper towels, you want to have toilet paper handy. Vacant house, or even if it's an occupied house, you just want to have some toilet paper handy. And just as a joke, I picked the most expensive toilet paper listing that I could find on Amazon. So yeah, you want to have paper towels and you want to have toilet paper handy. Going back to the paper towels on why you want to have those handy, you're also going to want to have some cleaner with you. So let's say you show up to the open house and the sellers didn't do that great of a job cleaning up before they left for the day. Or maybe it is a vacant listing and someone left a mess behind after the most recent showing. Maybe while you're there in the open house, there are visitors, children visitors that spill something, or they get their hands all over something and you need to wipe it up. Having some all-purpose cleaner on hand is always helpful. Aside from the all-purpose cleaner, you probably also want some glass cleaner. Going back to those kids, you would hate to have, a big, beautiful sliding glass door or a big bay window that overlooks, a nice, pasture setting looking in the backyard, or maybe there's, a water feature, great landscaping, great lighting, whatever it may be. But then you've got handprints or like some kid's face print right on the glass. You would hate for that to ruin a visitor's open house experience. So if you come across that, if you come across handprints and fingerprints all over the glass storm door, glass front door, windows, whatever it is, you want to have some glass cleaner on hand to quickly clean that up. If you're doing any of that cleaning, you're going to have needs for a trash bag. You're going to need to throw that stuff away. Again, going back to the vacant listing, maybe they don't have any trash cans in the house. Maybe they don't have any trash bags in the house. You've got this trash that you need to throw away. Where are you going to throw it? Bring some extra trash bags with you, so that way you've got somewhere where you can put any of this extra trash. Beyond the trash bags, it's also a good idea to have some sort of broom and dustpan. Maybe there's leaves or dirt or dust on the front porch. Maybe it's right inside of the front door. Maybe it's right by the back door or in the basement. Maybe somebody knocked something over during the open house and you need to clean it up. If it's a vacant listing, there may not be a broom or a dustpan or a brush or anything like that in the house. So having one of these handy in your open house kit will serve you well. So make sure you got something like that. I picked this one because it's compact and you can obviously fit it in that kit that I used as my first slide in this little video. So all right, we've talked about cleanup things. What about freshening up? So if it's a vacant listing, again, I keep going back to the vacant listings, but if it's a vacant listing, maybe there's old pet odors, maybe there's just kind of a, maybe there's a sewer backup, or maybe there's just kind of funky smells because it was a smoker that was living in the house. Maybe there's currently pets in the house and there's like a litter box that's in one of the rooms that's kind of stinking up the room. You want to make sure that you've got something that can cover up those unpleasant odors that might ruin an open house experience for a visitor. So now you can certainly do air freshener sprays. You can certainly, you could use candles, but I think that these quick and easy plugins with some sort of simple fresh laundry or a fresh, outside air scent to them will be more efficient than maybe the handheld sprays or candles or air freshener sticks or things like that. So I think that these plug-in ones, they will work well for you. And plus, all you have to do is basically unplug it and take it right back with you. So I would invest in some of these too. Another great thing that would be good for you all to invest in if you're building out this ultimate open house kit, a simple roll-up doormat. Imagine you're doing an open house on a really rainy day or a snowy day, and you've got people coming in the house and it's wet outside and they're tracking their wet feet inside the house. That's no good. Maybe there's just, leaves or dirt or mud or something outside the back door and you don't want people tracking that in. having a simple, small roll up or fold up doormat will help you keep people from tracking things inside the house. So having one of these handy is also a smart idea. Again, back to the vacant houses. Maybe it's not a popular open house. It's a vacant house. There's no furniture. Where do you sit? Are you going to stand for all 2 or 3 hours? You probably won't want to. So this isn't necessarily something, a camping chair, a folding chair isn't necessarily something that you are going to be able to fit in that kit, but it is something that you can keep in the trunk of your car. So if you don't want to stand the whole time in a vacant house with no furniture, having one of these handy is going to save your feet. Other things that you could invest in, maybe light bulbs. Again, this should be something that the sellers and the listing agents are making sure that none of the light bulbs are burnt out before the open house. But maybe it burns out overnight, or it burns out that morning, or maybe it's a vacant listing and the seller's not really paying attention to it, whether or not the light bulbs are working or not. Maybe you want to invest in a quick, simple, cheap pack of light bulbs. I pulled up the 60-watt equivalent bulbs here because 60-watt are a pretty common light bulb. So if you were going to invest in any light bulbs, this would probably be a good light bulb to start with. And then lastly, if you want to take it even further, you could invest in some batteries too. Imagine you show up to an open house and one of the smoke detectors, the battery is dead, and so now the smoke detector alarm is going off. That would be really annoying if you had to deal with that for the entirety of a 2 or 3 hour open house. So if you have some batteries handy, you might be able to replace those batteries and kill that annoying smoke detector alarm and save your sanity for that open house, as well as save the experience for your visitors. Other things you could do that I don't have included in here, maybe you want to keep water in your kit for your open house visitors. Maybe you want to have, snacks or mints or gum or something. Maybe you want to have tissues, Kleenex. These are all things that you could probably fit in that open house kit. I hope that this video serves you well. If you are planning on putting together an ultimate open house kit, I think this makes things a lot simpler and easier for you to prepare for those open houses and make sure that you're not forgetting anything. And also the kit, could serve as a tool to make sure you just have everything handy. Anything that you could ever think of that you might need in an open house, if you've got it stored in that kit and you just bring it with you to every single open house, you never know when you might need something, and it could save you in a pinch. So if you got any questions or other ideas, comments, feedback, please let me know. Thanks, guys.